story of Mr. Jasson talking about how build the confident. Hello everyone. Today I will talk about how to build the confident and improve your English speaking. It is wonderful that you're focusing on building confidence in English learners. It's such a crucial aspect of language acquisition. Here's a paragraph outlining how to foster that confidence. Creating a supportive and encouraging learning environment is paramount. Begin by setting realistic and achievable goals, breaking down larger tasks into smaller, more manageable steps to provide a sense of accomplishment along the way. Celebrate every success, no matter how small, and emphasize progress over perfection, reframing mistakes as valuable learning opportunities rather than failures. Encourage active participation in a low-pressure setting, where learners feel comfortable taking risks without fear of judgment. Provide consistent positive reinforcement and constructive feedback that focuses on their strengths and areas for growth. Incorporate activities that promote collaboration and peer support, allowing learners to learn from and encourage each other. Expose them to authentic and engaging materials that are relevant to their interests and gradually increase the level of challenge as their proficiency grows. By consistently nurturing their efforts and creating a positive association with learning English, you can help learners develop the self-assurance they need to communicate effectively and embrace the journey of language acquisition with enthusiasm. Now, here's a story about Mr. Jasson's efforts to build confidence in his English learners. Mr. Jasson had been teaching English for over 15 years, and he understood that learning a new language wasn't just about grammar rules and vocabulary lists. It was deeply intertwined with confidence. He'd seen countless bright students become hesitant and withdrawn simply because they lacked the self-belief to speak up. This year, he was determined to make a difference in the lives of his new class of adult learners, a diverse group with varying levels of prior English exposure and equally varied levels of apprehension. On their first day, instead of diving straight into textbooks, Mr. Jasson initiated an activity he called My Language Journey. He asked each student to share a positive experience they had with language, even if it wasn't in English. Some spoke of understanding a simple phrase in a movie, others of helping a tourist with directions in their native tongue. Mr. Jasson listened intently, validating each experience and highlighting the inherent ability they already possess to connect through language. He consciously created a classroom atmosphere that was relaxed and forgiving. Mistakes, he often said with a warm smile, were stepping stones to fluency. He avoided direct correction during spontaneous speaking activities, instead jotting down common errors and addressing them later in a general way. He incorporated a lot of pair and group work, knowing that speaking in front of a smaller audience was less intimidating than addressing the whole class. He designed tasks that focused on communication rather than perfect grammar, like role-playing everyday scenarios or discussing interesting articles. One student, a quiet woman named Anya, rarely spoke in class. Mr. Jasson noticed her diligent note-taking and her understanding during written exercises, but her voice remained a whisper. He started by pairing her with a particularly encouraging classmate, Sarah, for a simple dialogue practice. He praised their effort and specifically highlighted Anya's clear pronunciation of a particular word. This small acknowledgement seemed to spark something within her. Mr. Jasson also implemented a success journal. At the end of each week, he asked students to write down one thing they felt they had improved upon in English. Some wrote about understanding a new grammar point, others about participating more in discussions. Anya, in her first entry, hesitantly wrote, "I spoke 3 sentences today." Mr. Jasson responded with a heartfelt note, "That's fantastic, Anya. Every sentence is a victory." He organized regular English cafes, informal sessions where students could chat in English over coffee and snacks. These relaxed settings helped to break down the formal classroom barrier and allowed students to practice speaking in a more natural, low-pressure environment. He brought in guest speakers who shared their own experiences of learning English, emphasizing the challenges they overcame and the rewards it brought. Slowly but surely, Mr. Jasson witnessed a transformation. Hesitant voices grew louder, nervous smiles became more frequent, and the fear of making mistakes began to dissipate. Anya started participating more actively in class discussions, her voice still soft but now more confident. She even volunteered to present a short summary of an article she had read. By the end of the term, Mr. Jasson's classroom buzzed with confident English. His students weren't perfect, but they were no longer paralyzed by the fear of imperfection. They understood that learning a language was a journey of continuous progress, and they had gained the most important tool of all, the confidence to keep going, to keep speaking, and to keep learning. Mr. Jasson smiled, knowing that he hadn't just taught them English, he had empowered them to embrace it.